Today on WTF is Cryptospace, Bitcoin exchange for Canadian chicken, China's crypto crackdown, Australia's stock exchange, blockchain upgrade, and Bitcoin accepted for property. All this and more on WTF is Cryptospace. Stay tuned. You're smart. You know how to listen to suggestion and then make your own decisions, right? We're just two Aussie brothers talking shit about cryptocurrencies. So, do yourself a favour, research the topic before doing anything financially. Now for that banging intro music.
Welcome to WTF is Cryptospace. I'm Brett.
And I'm Chad.
This podcast is all about the crypto space.
It is the shout-out section. Shout, 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 shout. Shout, 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 shout out. It's getting longer, Brett. I'll be honest. It's getting longer.
Well, you're getting more mature in your show, so you're allowed to get away with some other things.
Other things, exactly.
All right, so shout out this week. Lot in the US. We've got Westminster, Simi Valley, Edwards, Portland, Central District in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Orange, Cerritos, Maryville, Singapore, our mates over there, and Bloomington. So out of the top 10, we have 8 US, really strong presence from US this week.
Can I ask just, Bloomington, is that Bloomington, West Virginia? WA? No, WV? No. I don't know. Anyway, I just heard of Bloomington, which is either the department store or in West
Illinois.
Virginia. Okay. Illinois. Okay, well, whatever. Chad. That's why we need to go back to school. All right. Today we're going to do some discussion. Brett, you're going to start off with something about some chicken, right? We've got some chicken.
HODL thy chicken.
HODL thy chicken.
It's not that sort of show. Okay, so what we're talking about here is that crypto gets you tasty fried chicken, believe it or not.
Yes, it does. Now, this is obviously, it has to be the nice Americans. It's the Canadians. They're doing some amazing things over there. I don't think they
Did I not just say that 8 out of our top 10 towns for this week came from the US, and what do? Insult people straight off the bat.
No, the nice Americans, though. Anyway, everyone wins in that saying. And so, apparently they are doing something with Bitcoin and chicken. So are they doing like an exchange program? Is it kind of like when you go overseas and they're having like an exchange program between chicken and Bitcoin? So the Bitcoin is going over to the chicken farm and the chickens are coming over to the Bitcoin farm, which is funny. It's Bitcoin mine. So it's like a chicken in the mine. It's like a canary in the mine shaft. Is any of this making any sense?
No. So KFC Canada,
yes.
They have really come up with this awesome marketing ploy. Now, this is one of the early large companies that actually have jumped into, tying a little bit of Bitcoin or crypto or blockchain. If you use those words, hey, you might see an increase in your
and also it's
sales.
It's the first huge company to be accepting Bitcoin over the counter.
Is it, Chad?
I don't know. That was more of a declarative question.
So Macca's over in Japan actually beat them to the punch.
Okay.
So, and actually with the point of sale system, Amiso Go.
Amiso Go. Okay, cool. So they've put. So the idea of this is they're accepting that. There's a rundown of it, right? There's a rundown of the chicken you get for $20 equivalent dollars.
Well, the idea is what they're trying to do is just sort of, bring a little bit in terms of marketing. It's a really good marketing ploy. Iced Tea, Lipton Iced Tea decided that they would put blockchain in their name, and they had a huge increase in their price of their shares.
Of course.
Kodak are looking to launch a Kodak coin in the not too distant future. So you can see that people are starting to sort of migrate along this. But look, got Bitcoin. This is straight from KFC Canada. Got Bitcoins, Canada. Invest in KFC chicken instead. Now, I don't know. I mean, good marketing ploy. Yeah. But that's, they're saying that it's a 0.000662 herbs and spices in Bitcoin.
Which is, again, you can't equivalent herbs and spices. They're small. They're not like but they're physical. Bitcoin is not.
I do like it. They're going avoid bucket FOMO. Invest now.
Again, that's too advanced language. There's another tweet that they've done as KFC Canada presents the hashtag Bitcoin bucket. Sure, we don't know exactly what Bitcoins are or how they work, but that shouldn't come between you and some finger-licking good chicken. Facebook.com/KFC.
Look,
so that's
it's
a pretty
brilliant
good marketing thing.
Seriously, I don't think they'll get anybody buying it because that means that your cost of your fees would be higher than your bucket of chicken.
Not only that, I will say this before I say that sentence, is that you do get 10 original recipe tenders, waffle fries, a medium side of gravy, and 2 dipping sauces, which will just put the end for that $70 transfer fee. You were talking about China and the exchanges or something.
The China crackdown on cryptocurrency trading. Now, this is after the exchanges. Again, here they are poking their head up. Now, this is a good opportunity because this is regulators around the world are scrutinizing cryptocurrency. But here's the thing. They are not cracking down on peer-to-peer exchanges. Or like if you and your mate in China, you guys are on the ground and, you're exchanging, you're not getting into trouble. There's not anything cracking down. At one point in 2016, they actually turned around and there were around 21 million or 16 million at the time Bitcoins trading per year in China. That's more than the entire supply.
And okay, that's silly because you can't really have more than 21 million. The other thing is that with this particular move, we'll be shutting out 1.397 billion people from cryptos and from the new economy that will be, I think going globally.
Yeah, but again here, and this leads on to a couple of other stories that you got a little bit further, Chad, but is this not like, okay, they're trying to crack down, but they're really targeted on exploiting fiat currency. So what they want to do is they don't want to let too much of their fiat currency jump out and into these other lucrative markets.
Yes, and also the government, because again they're communists still, their government sees a great opportunity of keeping Bitcoin away from out of the hands of the people, having it for themselves, and then being able to buy property, which we'll mention obviously in the next.
True, but in
articles.
2009, I think it was 2010. I'm not exactly sure on the date, but gold was actually then told to their public, "Hey guys, why don't you buy some gold for you and your family? Because hey, it's a great way of diversifying against their own currency."
Yeah, but what makes this different? I know it's due to money laundering, which again we can talk about in a second.
No, it's more. Look, the key here is that they've got some big plans, and at the moment, BTC, Litecoin, things like that can be quite exciting. But some of the other cryptocurrencies that they're looking to plan on doing out of China are just going to be fantastic, and they really are going to rival these other things. Think cryptos are going to be in different regions of the world. There'll be more popular cryptocurrencies, just like there's more popular currencies in different regions of the world.
Well, this is interesting, and here's an article from scmp.com, which is why China is declaring war on Bitcoin and other digital currencies. It's saying that the 2 largest cryptocurrency exchanges in China are being blocked. So what will this mean for the rest of the world in this move?
Well, it's exciting because we have more access to cheaper crypto.
Because, either artificially or actually inflating the price because there's so many people getting involved.
Absolutely.
They also say as many as 65 ICO projects were completed in China in the first 7 months of 2016, and now that kind of stuff is getting...
Don't worry, they won't miss out.
I feel sorry for that 1.397 billion people that are not going to be able to buy.
Don't worry, they'll
Bitcoins.
They'll talk to their mates in Russia.
I'm sure there's
India
mates
or anything
mates in Russia.
They'll be fine. They'll get some. Okay, so moving on. So we're going to look at a couple of things. But Blythe Master is an evil witch from JP Morgan, and so. Here we're talking about the Australian Stock Exchange or Securities Exchange, and what we're looking at here is the fact that they're sort of trying to tie up a few things to do with digital assets, and how to look at what you got to look at is that we have the chess system, CHESS, not CHEST.
Okay, chess, like the playing game, not the thing you store stuff in, right?
Correct. And so the chess system is designed to store cells of, so it's the clearinghouse electronic sub-registry system. Now that just sounds evil right off the bat, okay?
Yeah.
So we're saying, hang on, it's a clearinghouse, which means it's a supposedly trusted third party. In case you were wondering, I've got my inverted commas up, and electronic sub-registry system, which means it's not even the original register, it's a sub-register. So what you find is that with the Australian securities is that you might find that you're not the only one who owns a share that you think you own. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 people own that same share.
So it's like selling a property that you've sold to 3 or 4 other people, and you've taken the money back from. Okay.
Exactly. And so the difficulty, I'm not saying that's necessarily the case. I haven't been able to prove that. But here's the thing. If you had a more decentralized store or location for digital assets, wouldn't it be far easier to have more transparency?
Well, because it's on the blockchain, everyone can read it on there. Yep. Yes. It would. Yes.
And so the idea here is going forward to look at, from the Australian Securities, is to be one of the first people or first organizations in the world to look at potentially advancements, and that's all they've used at this stage, moving through deep consultation. So I don't know how much they're actually taking on this stuff, but essentially they're doing their own blockchain research. That's essentially where we're at this stage.
Okay.
Now, both these articles are from CoinDesk, and that leads on to the next one about how they sort of roll through to how the previous couple of years have gone. So in 2014 and 2013-14, it's sort of a learning period, understanding between Bitcoin currencies, underlying protocol. Then you got distributed ledgers in 2015. Then you got proof of concepts in 2016. Then you're moving on to ICOs and new technology there in 2017. Well, here we go. We go into 2017 through to 2018. So a couple of things to look at is there just a technology, or is this an actual paradigm shift?
Yes, which is what we discussed like earlier last year.
Absolutely. So looking at blockchain-powered networks and how they would be running as a separate business venture of sorts, and how these things fit in. Now, the difficulty here is that many people are sort of looking at how do they fit into the old system.
Do we want to fit in the old system?
And that's the key, right? So you're asking the right questions, and that's the key. And so, you've got new type. A good example of something that's coming up in this year, and without going too much into it in this podcast, is the basic attention token. And this is going to be running on the Brave platform, and that's designed by Brendan Ike, okay, and the team which bought JavaScript and Mozilla Firefox.
What?
I know, some impressive stuff. He's coming close. Well, we'll talk more about him at some point.
Yes,
in the not too distant future.
In all of that.
Yeah, and so this is the thing. You're finding that, like we mentioned last couple of podcasts, we're starting to look at delivery on some of these technologies this year, which are just going to be huge. Now, I disagree with something he said. Look, he's saying that, in this article, they're looking at the fact that there's fewer and fewer blockchain for the sake of blockchain companies. Now, I disagree.
Yeah.
Like anything, with the expanding amount. Yeah. I don't know. Don't knock the Doge. Okay, so here we go. In this sort of round, in 2018, you're going to have another run of ICO. So we're coming up to another ICO season as the new sets of newbies come into the space.
Recap for the newbies who've just joined us. ICO is initial coin offering, which is initial IPO. What's that? Initial
public offering.
So basically buying in, as you were.
Thank you, Chad. And so we're looking, the biggest thing for you as someone who's looking to get into this space is looking at who has the most impactful tech.
Yes. And also for future looking, because it's fine to have like an app. If we had an Ethereum app that did calculator, who gives a crap, right? But if you have something that it was able to transfer,
but hang on, if that calculator you can turn it upside down and type in 8008.
No, it's 58008. Kids at home, if you want to do something fun, type in 58008 on your calculator and turn it upside down. Enjoy yourself. That's how it got me. That's what got me through puberty. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that if they're going to do something like not just protecting money or building trust stuff, you want something that's actually going to be looking forward, like, again, transferring extreme amounts of information like DNA information that could be to a cure or something, and it's giving people the ability to like store this, hold this, and then going into quantum computers and stuff. You want something that's looking into the future and driving my car. Like, that's the kind of stuff we're looking at here. So,
well, to get there, you know, we're transitioning between. So, obviously, we've been in a 55-year bull market, as you know, Chad, here in Australia,
which is up
in property. And so, real estate vendors are across the world are starting to look at accepting Bitcoin as payment, right?
Yes. And one massive thing about this is the idea of being able to buy internationally and also circumnavigating bad banking practices and systems, which I'm interested in because I want to buy a property in Nashville. So, you know, my Litecoin, my Bitcoin could be worth the value of a house in Nashville. I have a house in Nashville. This could circumnavigate the banking ties and the red tape of that crap. But the idea that people are actually putting this, we accept Bitcoin for a home, they are speculating that they're using that as more of an advertising thing as well, which I think, yeah,
absolutely.
Cool,
the first guy that got off the run here in Australia was a fellow, a Chinese gentleman from Sydney. And he was great. He got straight off the bat, and he managed to sell your first property in the western suburbs of Sydney. And that was sold with Bitcoin. And brilliant. I mean, the thing, though, is, and this is the biggest thing at this stage, because we still don't have POSs and some
point of sales.
more quality aspects, what we're trying to say is that when you go through and you make this sale, you're still making the sale in Australian dollars. So don't, you know, this is an important thing to understand for people who are looking at these options.
To the value of something. So it's the value. So say it's a 200,000. No.
So technically you don't buy a house for... No. So this is the thing, right? So people use the words like, oh, I sold the property for Bitcoin. No, they didn't. They actually sold the property for Australian dollars and then sold the Australian dollars for property. So we haven't quite got to the point. And we're probably between now and 2022, you're looking at that sort of technology coming in. But before that, they need to be able to store the register digitally.
Yes, and also, so this is what we're talking about. In China, they're talking about anti-money laundering. In Australia, they're talking about anti-money laundering. Can I just say this to you, Brett? Listen,
sure,
get your ears on. Are you ready?
Got them.
Okay, ready? They have now tested, and they're looking at it, and they're realizing that money laundering, the idea of that doing on the blockchain is, again, as we've said many times, but now I'll say it as an adult, bullshit. That's bullshit, because on a large scale, they can go, oh, hang on, that guy spent 13 Bitcoin on that $1 million property, and there's the 13. He's done it on that blockchain that's on that ledger. I can see where it is. That's the amount that's been exchanged between this account and that account. Now I know those accounts, blah, blah, blah. I know where those are. So you can't go, here's some drug money and put it into Bitcoin, and then so buy the drugs for Bitcoin and then blah, blah, blah. It's not going to work on a large scale.
But aren't the biggest money launderers in the world the banks? Don't you just have to buy a banking license at $250,000 and you're like on your way?
Well, that, and also, no, that's just that. Yeah, basically that's it. Because we've been laundering in normal money. So what was the point of
yeah, there's no point in making it hard and learning this whole crypto thing.
No, just bury the money in the backyard as we've advised you before. And then tell them where to unbury it.
Jesus. Now, Chad,
yes.
I'm looking forward.
Yes.
You're dropping down here to Melbourne in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes, in 2 weeks' time, I believe.
Yeah, so we're going to have a meetup, the Bitcoin and Open Blockchain Southeast Melbourne, hosting myself and Chad. And if you are down here on the 30th of January, please come and join us. There'll be pizza and beer, and someone's putting on a show for us. I don't know.
Absolutely. I'll be staring at you eating pizza and beer because I'm on a vegan diet at the moment. So enjoy. Please come and enjoy the food for me. I'll be standing over you, watching you eat your food. Also, if you are listening on YouTube, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, subscribe, because we've had a couple of subscribers this week.
Yeah, we've actually
coming in and chatting.
Yeah, it's been great chat, and a few subscribers on YouTube popping in this week, which is great. We've also had some other likes, and we've had heaps of watches on a couple of our previous videos. And thanks guys for sharing it. Those who did share it in our channel, and
yeah, don't forget to share it to people, because like if you're able to share it, then we're building this thing, and it gives us the energy and the reason to continue talking shit about cryptocurrency. Well, guys, thanks so much for listening. Like us and comment in the chat below. Brett, we have a Twitter.
WTF Cryptospace.
And also, Brett, we have a Facebook group.
It is Cryptospace.
Guys, you are still open to get into this draw that we've been doing we're going to be drawing on the 14th of February. It's an hour sitting with us having a chat. All you got to do is go onto iTunes. Even if you're not on iTunes, even if you haven't got an iPhone, what you can do is go on there and click the 5 stars, give us a 5-star review.
Can I enter the draw, John?
You can, yeah, absolutely. You can enter the draw. That'll be weird. It'll be a paradoxical thing, because you'll have to call yourself and me on another Skype call on another computer, and there'll be feedback, and I'll have to edit it out. No. Just, okay, yeah, you can enter as well. But if you guys want to enter and kick Brett out and get more chances to win, all you got to do is hit that 5-star rating, review it, leave us something on there, and I can see everyone's reviews. So you'll go, every single time you review it, you go into, that's an entry into the draw to win an hour with Brett and I to have a chat about where you are in the crypto space, if you're having any struggles, what coins we think are cool, what you should be doing with your life, life coaching in general, about just everything, hang on. So on.
I feel like you're extending the services here.
Well, we're gonna jam all that in 1 hour, but
okay,
you can go.
Fair enough then.
And also, that's gonna be drawn on the 14th of February. Brett, what's that? What day is that?
No idea.
It'll be like a Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a Tuesday.
And also, it's Valentine's Day.
And
actually, I think it's a Wednesday.
Look, and special kick out to Giuseppe from UK. Thanks very much for your words this week. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Also, if you guys are on iTunes or on a podcast app, just hit subscribe. Hey, just do us a favor, hit subscribe, because when you do, it's going to come through your podcast feed and update every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. But until next time, I'm Chad.
And I'm Brett.
Let's get excited about the crypto space.
The transition has begun.
So does launder mean that I have to wash the money? Wash the big. How do I physically? My computer's going to blow up if I launder this money on this Bitcoin.
Okay,
app
let's do a maths
computer.
problem, right?
Okay.
So
yes.
I've got $20.
You've lost me already.
Okay, I've got 20 Canadian loonies, right? 20
That's
loonies.
Easier.
So I've got 20 loonies in Canada.
Yes.
Buying chicken.
Yep.
Okay, and the fees from Bitcoin are going to cost me $28.
Yeah. Yes.
Per transaction.
So $48 so far, or $2 in American.
Does that mean I get $8 back?
We're out of time.